Story time, story time. No, I'm just playing. What's up, y'all? Hey, just got done cutting hair at the old job, doing my little service work, I guess, with a little paycheck involved. No, I'm just playing. But anyway, story time for today. We just gonna tell the story about, when, let me choose. Which one shall I tell? I'll tell you the story about, another one. I don't condone this behavior at all. These are all stories of caution, cautionary tales of what not to do when you're in the throes of addiction and you feel like you got your shit under control. This is a story of when a friend of mine decided to hook me up with a little nookie before I went to jail, and I decided to thank her with almost killing her accidentally. She knows who she is. I hope she doesn't mind me telling this story. We have definitely made our, amends since it's happened, but I gotta tell it. About 2018, maybe 2017, I was dating a woman who wasn't really treating me that well. And at the time, I was on probation, and I was about to get off. I was on non-reporting, and I was about to get off. And, the girl that wasn't treating me right, I happened to tell another female friend about her. And she was like, well, you know what? Since you about to go to jail, why don't you stop by? And I'll give you a little, sorry, it got dark on y'all. I'll give you a little, going away present. A little, nook. So I was like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? So, we was going to go out, kick it, have a good night, go to Scully's, get a couple drinks. Go back to her crib and handle some business. So we went out, we kicked it, took some pictures, I got dressed up real nice, she got dressed up real nice. We went out, had ourselves a good time, got a little tipsy, went home. One thing led to another, we handled our business, you feel me? So, I don't remember though, because I was so faded, I really had no recollection. So when we got up the next day, I decided that, maybe it was cool if, we talk about the night before, but I couldn't remember what had happened. I was like, I know you gave me this little, physical gift so that I could have something to think about while I was doing my little, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I violated my probation, so I was going back to jail. And so like the gift of flesh was given to me because I was supposed to have, something nice to think about while I did my little 60 days in jail. That's what I got for my probation violation, 60 days. So like, I got up the next morning and I was like, damn, I don't even remember what we did, man. I was like, is it all right if, we do it again? Cause I would like to remember. That was the whole reason that, we did it in the first place. So anyway, probably against her better judgment, she let me do that again. So, we did it again, and it was time to go home. We wrapped it up, and I snuck into the bathroom, and she didn't know because, at the time I was lying about my sobriety. I told her I was sober, and so telling her I was sober, sorry, I'm washing my car. Telling her I was sober, she believed me, so she let me drive her car on the way home. So she let me drive her car on the way home.
Please add payment for your selection.
So, sorry, face was all in the camera. Where was I? So she let me drive her home in her truck. Now, granted, she had pretty much bought a brand new truck. And she didn't have a license to drive that truck, so she trusted me because I told her I was sober to drive that truck. Mind you, I was still hungover for the night before, and also because I was still hungover for the night before, I didn't tell her that. But like I said, I went to her bathroom and I snuck a little toot, because my drug of choice at the time was opiates, pills, heroin, whatever. So I took a little toot in the bathroom, and she didn't know that. I did that before she asked me to drive her car, though, so I didn't know she was going to ask me to drive her car. So I took a little toot in the bathroom, and she didn't know that. I did that before she asked me to drive her car, so I didn't know she was going to ask me to drive her car. So I took a little toot in the bathroom, and she didn't know that. I did that before she asked me to drive her car, though, so I didn't know she was going to ask me to drive her car. So I took a little toot in the bathroom, and she didn't know that. But, knowing me, I always feel like I can handle what I do. So I drove her car thinking that, it's a 20-minute drive. Worst case scenario, I'll make it there. And by the time I get there, maybe it'll finally end up affecting me. I didn't even think that far. I don't think I cared even that much. But I drove her car. So we hit 270. And that's the last thing I remember is hitting 270. I wake up. And all I see is the sun and the grass, and the sun and the grass, and the sun and the grass, and the sun and the grass. And then we come to a dead stop. I don't know what the hell just happened because I woke up to seeing the sun and the grass, the sun and the grass. Well, what had happened was, actually, I don't even know what happened yet because finally when we came to a dead stop, I just jump out the truck and I'm like, what the hell just happened? I see her, she's bleeding all over the place. Like, she's bloody, she's cut up, her knees busted, her head's busted. Me, though, I've got a few scratches on my hand, and my hat's gone. I'm not even worried about the girl. I'm looking for my hat. I'm like, where's my hat at? It was a brand new hat. I love the hat. That just goes to show you how far gone I was. So I'm looking for this hat, and she's freaking out. Like, Mondo, do you know what you just did? And I'm like, what just happened? She proceeds to tell me that I just crossed 4 lanes of highway and I hit the guardrail and I rolled her truck 5 times. I don't know how I wasn't tossed out the truck. I don't know how she wasn't tossed out the truck. But I flipped her truck 5 times and I had no idea I did it. She was in real bad shape. She wasn't like about to die or nothing, but she was busted up pretty bad. And I was worried about getting to work. I didn't feel like anything towards what had happened because I was just so out of it. She proceeds to call her son to come pick me up, give me a ride to work. The cops come. Somehow, I don't even get really cited for this accident, even though I told them I was driving. I mean, I did get a fine, but I didn't get handcuffed or nothing. They let me go with her son and get to work. So it was like 0 repercussions for this accident that almost killed me and her. I don't know how, by the grace of God, like I'm a cat with 9 lives because that's one of several times that I almost killed myself and someone else under the influence of hard drugs. So there's that. If the girl that I did this to is listening, she knows how sorry I am. She knows that I've made several attempts to pay for my damages. Actually, I just made a nice payment to her when I got my inheritance. So I did take care of her to some degree because I just couldn't let that slide. But that's just one of several stories. So there you go. Mondo, the superior fuck up. Have a nice day. Love y'all.